because the external environment has been changing continuously. So even though you make a plan in the initial period, you have to modify continuously because various issues will emerge. Emergence means something new will happen as you implement your plan. So you have to react to those new issues emerged and modify. That is why the name of this school is called Emergence. Why it is shown with this arrow with two headed in the opposite direction, because making the plan and continuous modification has somehow the opposite meaning. That is why it shows like this. And that is the same for positioning and resource-based. Today, we will discuss about the competitive structure, competitors. And typical school of the management, which talk about the competition, is this positioning school. And one of the famous professor in positioning school is Michael Porter. And he said, in the strategies, what kind of industry you exist for your business and what kind of position you will take in that industry is important. So he doesn't talk much about internal resources, internal assets of the organization, of the enterprises. At the same time, there are many professors in the world who consider the resources inside the organization is very important, because those resources, internal resources, are the sources of the competition. Sometimes, if you have a good technology better than your competitor, you can be competitive. So there are scholars who consider positioning in the industry is important. At the same time, there are professors who consider internal resources are important. And usually they consider the professors in positioning school are opposed to the professors in the resource-based school, and professors in resource-based school opposed to the idea of the positioning school. That is why I showed with this arrow with two headed. Again, planning, emergence, positioning, and resource-based, these are the most four important schools of the management. And because they opposed to another school, that is why I showed like this. Is it clear, Mr. Katia?
Yes, I understand clearly right now. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. Okay, so as usual, now I would like you to send to the breakout room for 5 minutes. Please discuss about the contents of the yesterday. If there is anything which was not clear, please let me know later. Okay, so now I send you to the breakout room. We have 4 groups. See you after 5 minutes.
ให้งานอย่างเป็นคือเมื่อวานนี่แหละไอเบียงรอบแรกน่ะเป็นงงๆคือกัน
ข้อใดเป็นงงข้อใด
บูน่ะบ่เข้าบ่เข้าใจอะไรนะแต่ว่าอ่านไปก็พอแบบเข้าใจอยู่แต่ก็เลยบ่ฮู้ว่าอะไรที่บ่เข้าใจเป็นพิเศษนะ
ต้องได้ตั้งใจฟังขนาดมันจึงเข้าใจนะ แต่เพชรอันน้อยนึงแล้วมันบ่เข้าใจเนาะเราว่าจังได๋
มื้อนี้กลุ่มเฮาไอเดียงสิเว้าว่าฮอบแรกนี่นะ
ทุกต่ำบ่ได้เอาบทที่เอามือที่3ซะลองเบิ่งคันพบปัญหาเมื่อวานนี้บ่ฮู้เรื่องเลยนะ
เพราะว่าอันฮอบแรกนี่มันจะนั่นแน่หน่อยนึงคือมีแต่เอาคำถามไปถามเราซื่อๆว่าเฮาบ่เข้าใจจุดใดซื่อๆแล้วก็แล้วนะเพราะมันจะมีอีกแอคทิวิตี้2ค่ะนะอันนั้นอาจจะแม่นต้องได้เว้ายาวๆเลย
เดี๋ยวนี้เราว่าตัวใดที่เอาเรียนวานนี่แล้วมันนักเครียดเนาะเราบอกเป็นสอบ
เพราะบ่เข้าใจตัวใดอย่างนั้นก็เอาไปถามแล้วคืน
ถ้าเฮาบ่เข้าใจตัวใดแล้วกลุ่มเฮาเนี่ย
มีแล้วมีปัญหาเลย
หลายอันโพด
หรือว่าเอาตัวนั้นบ่ internal กับ external information เลยบ่ก็งงอยู่ตัวนี้เพราะว่ามันว่าเกี่ยวกับตัวเลขนี้มันจะว่าเกี่ยวกับinformation เนาะในการinternal staff นี่นะแต่ว่าส่วนหลายเราได้ยิน internal นี่มันว่าเกี่ยวกับ product นะบ่เข้าใจว่า external ที่ว่าเกี่ยวกับข้อมูล information นี่มันเป็นอะไรนะมันออกมาจากนอกหรือว่าแบบไหนที่มันสามารถเคลียร์ได้นะแล้วตัว internal นี่มันออกจากเอาไปบ่หรือว่าเฉพาะแต่องค์กรหรือว่ามันจะเอาเป็นมติตกลงแล้วมันจึงออกไปทางนอกนะหรือว่าต้องไปผ่านพนักงานให้รับรู้เบิดอันนี้เรียกว่า internal นะ information หมดและ external แล้วจึงสามารถส่งไปให้ลูกค้านะเนาะอันนี้ก็ยังงงอยู่นะ
ก็ได้ถามแล้วคุยกันนี้ก็ได้
ส่วนหลายอันเขาจะเป็นงงๆช่วงท้ายเพราะว่าช่วงท้ายอันแล้วเขาจะรุดการติดตามแน่หน่อยนึงบางครั้งก็มีอันอื่นมารบกวนนะ
เขาก็เป็นตั้งเลยพอช่วงท้ายๆแล้วมันแบบว่ามันเป็นงงๆเนี่ยแล้วก็แบบยืดยืดไปรบกวนแล้วก็เป็นบ่ค่อยเข้าใจแล้วเว้าเลย
แม่นคือต้องเฮ็ดคือแบงค์คำบ่นั่นแหละเราต้องได้อันติดตามต้องได้จดจ่อตลอดถ้าว่าเราเบลอหน่อยนึงแล้วก็ไปแนวอื่นเลยแล้วก็ฟังบ่เข้าเรื่องเพราะว่าบทเรียนเราส่วนหลายมีแต่ตัวหนังสือเนาะบ่ค่อยมีรูปถ้ามันมีรูปหลายนี่เขาก็แบบสิฟังสิเข้าใจหลายขึ้นมีแต่ตัวหนังสือแล้วกับลูกศรไปมาแล้วเบิ่งแล้วงงเองอย่างว่าปึ๊บหัวนี้นี่ถ้าว่าเอาไปทิ่มใส่กลางทางเป็นขี้เหงื่อเลยถ้าว่าบ่ได้ฟังอาจารย์เว้านะพื้นฐานก็เห็นดีคือตัวแบงค์คำบ่ตัว internal external อันนั้นก็งงๆคือกัน
นี่ดีคือกัน
ว่าอย่างไรเป็นภาษาลาวสิถามว่าอะไรเป็นภาษาลาว
เขาคิดว่ามีแต่ให้เราอธิบายคือส่วน external กับ internal ได้แล้วหากว่าเป็นยาวๆแต่ว่าพวกเขาบ่เคลียร์เรื่องนี้
แม่นๆเพราะว่าตัวภาพ external หันมันจะมีรูปเป็นรูปเนาะแล้วจะมี enterprise อยู่ไหนแล้วมี A B C หันแล้วเขามางงลูกศรก็อาจจะให้เราอธิบายตื่นก็ได้ให้หัวหน้ามีสมัยอัน
เจ้าว่าซะตอบบ่ได้นะบ่ฮู้สิบ่เข้าใจแล้วผู้สิถามนะ
มาพัฒบีเว้าบ่ว่าเขาเว้าหลายแล้วเขาเว้าหลายระยะเนี่ยอย่างนั้นผู้อื่นบ่ได้ประกอบส่วน
ไผเว้าก็ได้เด้อ
ปทุมวัน
เดี๋ยวปทุมวันบ่สั่น
ปทุมวันเว้าบ่
เอ้ยยังคาอยู่อันไผเว้าเลยก็ได้
เดี๋ยวสั่นก็ก่อน
เจ้าว่าก็ได้นะ
อืม
คือเรื่องที่ว่าเมื่อวานนี้
โอเค
เปิดเบิ่งอินเทอร์เน็ตมันระบุอยู่หน้าใดนี่
มีแต่
15ไอ้เบียง
หน้า15เลย
ไอ้แบงค์ถามว่า activity ต่อไปเด้อเพราะ
มั
ว่า
นมีแต่น้องเว่าก็ได้ไอเดีย
Recording
I'd
in
like to
progress.
hear if there are any points that it was difficult for you to understand. Shall we start with group one? Group one, Mr. Intapada, Mr. Manila, Miss Interview, your group, Miss Nita, Miss Pitton.
โอเคที่เชอร์กรุ๊ป
Yes,
วัน
Miss Interview.
โดยกรุ๊ปวันwe not clear slide 15
slide 15. Slide 15.
13
13.
okay 13
Slide 13. I see.
okay.
Which one? Pest analysis or about?
toddler and dean
I see. Both.
light circle
Both?
level 1 2 3 4
I see. Both. Yes, I see. Yes. Thank you.
thank you
Anything?
teacher
Thank you. Okay, now group 2. Mr. Don Sikwak, Mr.
Yes.
Katya, your group.
Yes.
Good evening. Good evening, teacher.
Good evening, Mr. Somulit.
Yeah. According to our discuss for group, we want the teacher to explain more about three level of products.
3 levels of product. I see.
Yes.
Yes.
Because
Okay.
yesterday and
Yes.
we are not clear.
Okay. Yes.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you. Anything else? No? No. Okay. Thank you. So group 3, Mr. Bankam, Mr. Paktabi, Mr. Toyang, your group.
Okay, teacher, good evening.
Yes, Mr. Bankam.
Discuss in the group 3 page 15 about the external information.
15, information flow.
Yes.
I see. Yes. Okay, thank you. And group 4, last group.
Yes, good evening, teacher.
Yes, Miss Latami.
For group 4, we are not clear. We would like the teacher to explain more and depend the difference between the core element and balance of elements.
I see. Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for your questions. So let me explain one by one. Let's start with this from the question from the group 1. First, Philip Kotler's pest analysis. Pest analysis is the framework you can use to analyze, to understand external environment. No, not inside the company, external environment surrounding the company. Because you need to think about the next step. You need to know what is happening in the world. The typical case, let's say the COVID. No, because of the COVID, so many things has changed. Even the business, you changed how to do the business. Even the courses at LJI or university, we changed the way to provide the courses. No, before people get together in the classroom, now we have to have this kind of class via Zoom. So that is why external environment influences business a lot. and influences the needs of the customers. That is why it is important to understand. And if we just say external environment, it's difficult. From what point you need to look at it. And the Kotler provide some aspects. If you look at these aspects, you can cover quite a lot part of the external environment. PEST stands for 4 words. P, politics, E, economy, C, S, social, and T, technology. Now, political changes or policy changes, when policies changed, typical one, taxation. When the government raised the tax rate, no, that will influence people's life, companies' operation, because you have to pay more money to the government. So that is one typical case. Economy, no, the economic boom, economic recession. Sometimes because of some changes of the economy, people's average income changes. So such kind of economic influences, E, and social influence, like as time goes on, the people's lifestyle changes. You can imagine 30 years ago, what kind of lifestyle you had in Laos, in your family. Maybe the lifestyle now is different, even though it's both Lao families. So such kind of changes of the lifestyle or trend is important to understand. Or sometimes, more and more women participate in the activities, and that kind of change is also important. So that is the social issues. The fourth one, technology, is because of the technological changes, so many things will be changed. Before, I'm not sure, young people do not know the telephone, which is connected with a line. Elder people like me use the telephone, which was connected with a line before. That was the only telephone we had. Now we don't have a telephone connected with lines. Sometimes you still have, but not many people use it because we have a mobile phone. So such kind of technological changes will influences the life, the people's life, and that will influence the business too. That is a PEST analysis to understand external environment. In fact, besides PEST,
Recording in progress.
Increase rapidly. But later, maybe now almost all the people in the world use. So the number will not increase so drastically. Now it is stable. That is why the maturity stage. In the future, we never know, new kind of telephone will be introduced, and smartphone will be the old type of, can be the old type of telephone. In that case, the number of consumers will decline because people started using new type of telephone. And usually each product has this kind of life cycle, introductory stage, growth stage, maturity stage, and decline stage. And if you know that your product of your company also have this kind of life cycle, here, what kind of action you have to make your product more popular so that you can proceed to the growth stage. And when you consider your product is at the maturity stage, sooner or later, the number of consumers will be less. So in that case, here, you need to think about new product to introduce new product because you will lose the consumers' demand sooner or later. So again, product life cycle can be used to predict what will happen to the products that you sell in the future. Okay? And here we have one more product cycle by Vernon. Product life cycle and product cycle theory are totally different. Product life cycle is a life cycle of the product itself. Product cycle is a cycle of the production of one certain product will be shifted from one country to another country. For example, before textile products, there were the major products in Japan. Now, in Japan, there are not many companies which produces a textile because now the major place of the production of the textile was shifted to other Asian countries like China. So in that case, the production of the textile shifted from Japan to China, or maybe in the future other places like Africa. Production cycle will be moved. So that is the product cycle, different from product life cycle. But you can just remember this, not product cycle, but product life cycle. It's more important in the strategic management. Okay? Is it clear? So that is product life cycle. And now I would like to explain about 3 levels of the product, again by Philip Kotler. This is to think about the needs of the customers. Needs of the customers, even though they try to buy something in common, maybe the need is slightly different. When you buy a car, let's say somebody buy a car of Toyota, another person buy a car of GM. And suppose the quality of the car is almost the same. And the price of the car are almost the same. In that case, what is the reason you buy GM car, not the Toyota car? Maybe because GM provides better after-sales services, augmented product, using with the word from the Kotler, augmented products. Or maybe you buy Toyota car because you like the brand of the Toyota car. In that case, that is the actual product according to the Kotler. So again, product itself, it looks the same, but the customer require something different. Sometimes the product quality of the product itself or the brand name of the product, or sometimes people buy it because of additional supplementary services provided. So that is why Kotler explained you can think of the difference at the 3 levels. As I explained, actual product, augmented product, but in the center, there's the core product, the real value, core benefit of the product. That is Kotler's 3 levels. But yesterday, I also explained in different way. Kotler explained this way, but it looks simple, but looks a little bit complicated because they're the core, and sometimes people wonder what is the difference between the core product and actual products. The difference between core and actual products are somehow vague. So that is why I try to explain in a different way about the needs of the customers. I just simply explain with 4 aspects: product itself and supplementary services, price, and brand. If you consider these 4 aspects when you think about customers' needs, somehow you can think of almost maybe 80–90% of the needs of the customers. So that was 3 levels of the product. And now let me explain about the information flow. Information flow, before that, let me explain the core element. Now, core element and balance of the element. Again, when you think of the needs of the customers, as I explained, needs of the customers, not simple, not only one. Sometimes customer make a decision which product they are going to buy based on several aspects. They have the needs, bundle of the needs. And those needs, sometimes customer require the quality of products, at the same time, services. Or, yesterday you discussed about the Italian restaurant. Some group says quality of the food is important, at the same time, price is important. Because customers, let's say the families, they choose the restaurant based on the quality of the food and price of the food. In this case, these 2 aspects, products and price, are in the bundle together. But you have to consider, which one is more important, which one somehow related to the customer's needs, but less important. Let's say Italian restaurant, the quality of the food, material of the food is more important. In that case, products, quality of the products is the core element, most important element about the customer's need. But at the same time, price is also included as the needs of the customers, but less important than products. In that case, you have to consider the balance. What portion of the needs is products? What portion of the needs, customers' needs, is for price? Let's say product is more important, 70% for product quality, 30% price. And if you consider such balance like this, balance of the elements, then you can think what kind of price you can give to your product or food. What kind of materials you need to use to have certain level of the quality. Is it clear? Balance, the core elements and balance of elements. Is it clear? I hope. If it's not clear, let me know. Okay, thank you so much. Thank you. And now let me explain one more. Information flow. Information flow, why it is important. First of all, we talk about the customer's needs. And we talked about changes of the needs. First, when you need to know the customer's needs, from where you need to get the information? Customers, because they are the one who has needs. You need to get the information from customers somehow. So first, information from customers to companies, this information flow A is necessary. No, company needs to get the information about their needs. After company receives the customer information, they have to decide how you are going to respond to that customer's needs. Sometimes customer require the changes of the product itself, or changes of the shape of the product, or sometimes customer require lower cost of the product. If you consider customer want better quality, in that case, you have to discuss with the production people or the people who purchase the material, because they need to get better material, or they need to consider how they can produce the better quality product. If the customer want lower cost products, you have to reduce the cost. Then in that case, you will discuss within the company how you can reduce the cost to lower the price. Anyway, you need to discuss with people from the various divisions need to discuss how you utilize customer information. That is why circulating the information, customer information is necessary. And as the information is circulated, people try to consider how they respond. And the more they consider how they respond, the more knowledge you accumulate within the organization. That is information flow B. Then suppose you succeeded to improve the quality of the product, or you succeeded to reduce the cost and to lower the price. Then in that case, you need to inform the customers. You could achieve it so that customers get interested in your product. In that case, you need to send the information from your company to the customers. That is the information flow C. So again, to think about the customer's needs, to respond to the customer's needs, and to let the customers understand what you did towards the customer's needs, you need to let the information flow, 3 kinds of information flow. 1, information flow A, information flow B, information flow C. And this kind of information flow is also important, very important when we discuss about the resource, internal resource, and accumulation of the resource, internal resources, which we are going to discuss this Friday and Monday next week. So you can remember about this. Okay, I think I have answered, but do you still have any questions on this? Is it clear? Okay, and tomorrow again, if you find something not clear, please let me know. Okay, okay. So let's proceed to today's topic. Today's topic is competitors and competitive structures. Why we need to consider about the competitors and competitive structure. Now, after setting the target customers, a firm, company encounters other firms, companies, competitors, because in many cases, some other companies target the similar customers. And how to compete is the main topic of the competitive fit to the strategy. Of course, first you consider how to win this competition. That is one important thing. But if you can sell your product without competition, that's better. You can think of the situation of the war. Now, in the war, some people die because one country sent the soldiers to another country. They have a battle and people die. Some people die. If you can avoid such kind of battle, sending the soldier to the field, you can avoid that some people are killed. That is the same in the competition of the businesses. If you need to compete with your competitor, you have to spend your money, your people for the competition. If you can avoid this competition and still can sell your products, you can keep those money or people's capability which are used in the competition. So that is why I said the winning competition is not necessarily the best solution. Selling without competition is more desirable. But we will see what kind of situation we can realize this tomorrow. But first, to think about the competition, let me introduce this very famous framework. I think many of you already heard about this. This framework is called 5 forces model. 5 forces, right? Because we have 5 forces you can see in this diagram. This theory framework was introduced by Michael Porter. Again, he's very famous professor, still teaches at the Harvard Business School. And why this is gets very popular, this framework gets popular, because this simple framework can give you a lot of insight. What kind of industry can be more profitable for your business? And again, what you want to know using this framework is the profitability of each industry. You can remember this. And here with this framework, you analyze industry structure. Again, 5 forces model is to analyze industrial structure. Michael Porter, when he introduced this framework in his book, which was published in 1980, more than 40 years ago, in the same book, he also introduced one more framework. I will show that framework at the last slide of today's class. I will explain that later. But with that framework, another framework, he defined what kind of weapons you can use for the competition. And that influences the conduct by the company. So that is why it's called, first, understand industrial structure. Then after understanding the industrial structure, you decide what kind of weapon you are going to use, what kind of conduct company have to take. And with the combination of this structure and conduct, you will get the result of the business performance. So Michael Porter's framework from 1980 book, Competitive Strategy, with two framework. It is called SCP model, Structure, Conduct, Performance model. And again, that is to understand how to maximize the profitability of your company. And now let me explain this 5 forces model. 5 forces, they are industry rivalry, that is not the competitors which compete in the same industry. Potential entrants, they don't exist yet in the same industry, but another company which can enter the same industry and which can be the potential competitor in the future. Third force is substitute. Sometimes people use another products to meet the same purpose, and that is a substitute. We will discuss more with the example. Fourth forces is suppliers. When you produce something, you need to get the material from suppliers. So the relationship with the suppliers is also important. The fifth force is buyers. To think about the profitability of the industry, you need to also consider the relationship with buyers. So again, Porter said, if you consider the relationship with the industrial rivalry, potential entrants, substitute, suppliers, and buyers, these 5 forces, somehow you understand the structure of the industry, and you can foresee the potential profitability of the industry. And now, let me explain here what it says. Now you have some competitors, how to compete with the competitors. One example that Porter said how to compete is invest a lot of money to differentiate with the unique product. That is one example to compete. But he also show more in detail with this second framework. So we will see that second framework later. Thinking about the relationship with potential entrants, you don't want other companies to enter the same market. Because if other company enter the same market, you will have to compete with more competitors. You want to avoid to compete with more competitors. Then what kind of actions you can take to not to let the other companies to enter the same market? For example, elevating fixed cost for competing. If to enter your market, if other company have to invest quite a lot of money for other initial investment, usually not many company want to enter because they want to avoid to spend too much money in the initial period. So elevating fixed cost for competing is one way, one example. Or let's think about the relationship with the substitute. Now, substitute, maybe another product can be substituted to your product. In that case, how you can avoid to compete with this company providing substitute products? Let's say, for example, if your products have wider accessibility, then more people try to use your products for different purposes. Your products can also be the substitute. So before they enter the market, you enter their market. That is one way to avoid that somebody else will come into your main market. That is one example that Porter explained. And also talking about relationship with suppliers. No, sometimes suppliers, if you want to make your profitability higher, you want to purchase the material at lower cost. At what conditions you can purchase the raw material at low cost? Then, if you have many choices of suppliers, then your bargaining power against suppliers will be higher. If you know only one company which can supply the materials for your company, you don't have the strong bargaining power against that company, because they know they are the only one who can provide the raw material. In this case, their bargaining power is bigger. But if you can find many companies which can provide the material for your company, then your bargaining power will be higher. Because if you are not satisfied with one company's condition, you will say, okay, it's okay. If you have such kind of conditions, if you have that price, that cost, I don't buy from you. I will buy from another. Then in that case, your bargaining power will be higher. How about the relationship with buyers? Again, buyers have bigger bargaining power when they can buy the products from similar products from many shops or companies. If the products buyers want to buy, only one company provides such kind of products, then bargaining power of the buyers will be low because they don't have any choice. So again, when you think about the competitors, industrial rivalry, potential entrance, and substitute, you think how you can avoid the competition, more severe competition. That is the things you need to consider when you think about the relationship with suppliers or buyers. You think how you can raise your bargaining power by doing something. So that is the 5 forces model. And this is very simple, only 5 forces. But Porter also said there's many pitfalls. So be careful with these pitfalls when you use this 5 forces model. What kind of pitfall he mentioned? For example, definition of industries. First, how you define your business, then it influences how you define the potential entrance or substitute. So first, you need to define clearly what kind of scope of products you're going to sell and so on. Yeah. And also, he said, because even though it's simple, you have to get a lot of information for the analysis of the relationship. What kind of information he expects you to collect? Information like these. No, a lot of information. He said, get the information from the competitors like this. And these information by company, by year, or by functional area. So again, it's not so simple. First, you need to get a lot of information from potential competitors and also suppliers, buyers, to think the possible action for you to be a better position when you compete or when you negotiate. So this is a 5 forces model. At least, please remember these 5 And if possible, think about how you can raise the bargaining power, or how you can elevate the barriers for the potential entrants and substitute. If we just explain like this, it's a little bit vague. So let's think with the example. In Laos, Bialao, let's say Bialao. You want, I don't know if there's anybody from Bialao in this class, but suppose you work for Bialao. Who are the industry library for your company, Bialao? Anybody? Who are the company of industry? Huh? Heineken, yes, exactly. No? And
Mekong beer.
Mekong beer. Okay, yes. So if you go to the shop, you find Bialao, but at the same time, there's Heineken and Mekong beer. They are all beers. So you consider which beer you want to drink today. They are industry library. About potential entrants, what kind of company can be the potential entrants in the beer industry, which does not produce beer yet, but maybe in the future it's possible that they can produce beer. You can name any company like Coca-Cola. I'm not sure if Coca-Cola is interested in producing the beer, but maybe it's possible. No, they are the potential entrants. How about the substitute? For those who drink beer, what can be the substitute? What can be the substitute of the beer?
Maybe wine.
Wine, yes, Mr. Panamus. Wine can be the substitute, or sometimes different kind of drink can be the substitute. And for example, wine and beer. No, sometimes people wonder, okay, today what do I want to drink? Beer or wine? Anyway, I want to drink alcohol, beer or wine. Then, if as a staff of the Bialao, if you want to avoid that wine producers can be the substitute, maybe you will set some kind of barriers, or your beer will be accepted at many places more than wine. Then in that case, the wine producers try to avoid the direct competition. About the suppliers, who are the suppliers? What kind of suppliers Bialao company has?
Sticky rice.
Miss Cantilever.
Rice.
Rice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes. Rice producers. I understand Bialao, the one of the material is rice. It's very special because usually, the beer companies in Japan, they don't use rice, but I understand Bialao, they also use rice. So the rice can be the supplier. So those are the suppliers. Buyers, yes, for those people who drink beer are buyers. So sometimes restaurants which serves the beer can also be the buyers. So these are the example of the 5 forces for Bialao. You can think of 5 forces for your company, or if you're from the government, what organization can be the rival, can be the competitor, industrial rivalry? What kind of organization can be a potential entrant? You can think of that. So that is the 5 forces model. Do you have any questions so far? No? If not, let's have a group discussion. It's still 6:30, but let's have a group discussion before we have a break. Suppose you are owner of the cake shop, not beer house this time, cake shop. Think of two forces. This time not 5 forces, but just think of the 2 forces: suppliers and substitute. And think about the bargaining power of suppliers. No, you are cake shop. What kind of company or shop can be a supplier? What kind of company or shop can be the substitute? And when you think about suppliers, you think about the bargaining power of the suppliers, how you can raise your bargaining power against the suppliers. That is something I want you to discuss. And you can just feel free to imagine that your competitors have a new technology which does not exist yet. Maybe, your competitors have a special technology to produce special kind of cake. So in that case, can they be the substitute? Is it clear? Is the question clear? Okay, so not 20 minutes, let's say 15 minutes. You have 15 minutes, and now I will send you to the breakout room. So see you after 15 minutes.
Just
ไม่เข้าใจจะเหตุเลย Body.
Tôi biết gọi cho các hàng kịch nó, cái gì nó, bên cạnh.
Rồi.
ประเด็นที่มันมีให้คิดสอนคุณก็สอนอย่างไฟฟอกซ์คนนั่นฟอกซ์ของห้องนี่ภาษาลาวผลกระทบว่าไม่ยัง
ผลกระทบ
แล้วปัจจัยเนาะสองปัจจัยใน5นั่นฮะ based on water framework water framework มันยังครับคือก็ของไฟฟอกว่า
แม่นเราคิดไฟล์ฟอนต์ออกมาอีกต่างนี่น่ะสิว่าจังได๋
เราประเด็นรู้ว่าส่งปัจจัยที่ส่งผลกระทบใส่กับปัญหาทางเขตของเขานี่ปัญหาที่1ซัพพลายเออร์พวกเขาคิดว่าเขาเจ้ามีมันจะเป็นจังได๋กับปัญหาทางเขตเนาะซัพพลายเออร์เขาเจ้าก็ต้องตอบสนองหยังก็คือแป้งน้ำตาลพวกนี้บ่หรือว่าเครื่องมือแบบใด
แม่นไปฟังเด้อสิคะแนน
งว่านั่นเนาะสมมุติว่าเจ้าเป็นเจ้าของห้างเนาะนี่เนาะห้างเล็กนี่เนาะที่เจ้าคิดว่า2ปัจจัยที่มันเป็นผลกระทบนี่ก็คือตัวแทนขายแล้วก็ซัพพลายเออร์เนาะครับอัน substitution นี่แล้วเจ้าจะออกจากอัน2อย่างนี่นะ2อันประกอบที่เป็นผลกระทบนี่แนวใดเนาะก็คือเพรสเซอร์ส่วนประกอบ
เขาคิดว่าตัว supplier นะน่าจะตัว bargaining power of supplier อยู่ในลาวเขาในประเทศเขานะมันน่าจะมีห้างขาย material นะที่ดีนะหลายห้างอยู่แล้วเขานะก็สามารถซื้อของเขาเจ้าได้แล้วแบบอย่างน้อยเขาก็ยังสามารถแบบต่อรองราคาแบบต่อรองเรทนำเขาเจ้าได้อย่างที่บางทีต้องหักมาเป็นเงินไทยอยู่อย่างนั้นแต่มันมีบางส่วนที่เขาไปซื้อได้หลายเขาอาจจะเขาเอาผลิตค่าประจำเขาอาจจะลดราคาเรทอย่างพวกนี้ได้
ที่ได้ทักควีเขาจะมาเว้าเราสร้างคำถามเองแล้วเนาะแล้วเรามาให้เว้าตัวลุ่มนี่นะ
แม่นแต่ว่าเราบอกว่า think to ก็แสดงว่าเขาก็ต้องคิดทั้ง2ทั้ง supplier ทั้ง substitute อย่างนี้นำเพราะว่าเขาก็ต้องคิดเรื่องsupplier แล้วก็ว่าเรื่องสินค้าทดแทนมันนำแล้วก็จึงมาplease feel free to intimate that your competitor have a new technology นะแต่ว่าเขาบ่เข้าใจว่าคือไทยแหละ
หมายว่าตัวสุดท้ายนี้เจ้าจะคิดอะไรเนาะกับคู่แข่งของเจ้าที่มีเทคโนโลยีใหม่ๆเนาะแต่เจ้าท่านยังบ่ทันได้ใช้เทคโนโลยีใหม่ๆเทื่อนะตัวสุดท้ายนี่เนาะว่าตัวนั้นก็คือพัฒวีว่านะเนาะเอามันต้องตอนนี้มันต้องไปเน้นทางนั้นบ่ทางด้านแปลว่า communication ระหว่างเขากับsupplier นะเพราะเขาเป็น product เขาจะเป็นผู้ที่ขายเขานะฉะนั้นมันต้องมีการcommunication กันนี่แบบให้มันมีความเข้าใจทางด้านการเป็นตัวแทนและการจำหน่ายสินค้านะเขาจะสามารถต่อรองให้เขาเจ้าว่าขายสินค้าของเขาได้อย่างไรนะคิดว่ามันจะไปนั้นก่อนเพื่อออกจากตัวซองมันปัญหาที่มันพบเจอเลยนะเพราะมีช่องซ้อยที่เขาต้องออกจากน้องคิดว่าอย่างนั้นเนาะ
คิดว่าถ้าสมมติคู่แข่งเขากำลังมีเทคโนโลยีใหม่เขาในเบื้องของ supplier เขาจะมีอย่างไรในเบื้องของ substitute เขาจะมีอย่างไรแล้วก็เรื่องของอำนาจในการต่อรองกับ supplier เขาจะมีอย่างไรสมมติว่าเขาเป็นฮาร์ดเค้กนี่ในเบื้องต้นนี่เรื่องของ substitute เนี่ยข้าพเจ้าคิดว่าถ้าคู่แข่งของเขาจะมีเทคโนโลยีที่ใหม่ขึ้นมานี่แน่นอนสิ่งที่เขาเห็นได้ก็คือว่าเขาอาจจะสามารถสร้างเค้กที่แซ่บกว่าหรือว่าเค้กหน้าใหม่หรือว่าโปรดักต์ใหม่จากเค้กที่งามกว่าของเขาน่าสนใจกว่าของเขาอีก
ตัวอย่างการใช้เทคโนโลยีนี่มันเป็นการโปรโมทเนาะมันเป็นการโปรโมทหรือว่าขายผลิตภัณฑ์ของสินค้าเนาะพอดีเจ้าของสังเกตเห็นการขายตลาดอยู่ในส่วนของเขาเจ้าแห่งหนึ่งนะเห็นเขาเจ้าเฮ็ดเนาะเขาเจ้าจะเขียนไว้นะแต่เขาเจ้าไม่ได้ใช้เทคโนโลยีเนาะเขาเจ้าจะเขียนไว้อันนี้เป็นตลาดสวนบักน้ำใหญ่เนาะเขาเจ้าว่ากรุณาเล่นรถซ่าๆเนาะ และเชิญซีมักลำใหญ่ได้ไปอีกประมาณ500เมตรแล้วเจ้าจะเห็นบ่อนขายเนาะแต่เขาเจ้าไม่ได้ใช้เทคโนโลยีเนาะตอนนี้แต่ว่ามันก็เป็นกลยุทธ์ในการขายที่ดีนะเนาะถ้าใครต้องการซื้อเขาเจ้าจะเขียนเป็นป้ายใหญ่ๆไว้แคมทางเนาะเขียนแล้วเขาเจ้าจะติดอันมักลำใหญ่ให้ไว้เนาะเชิญซีมักลำใหญ่เนาะเขาเจ้าเขียนแล้วเนาะถ้าเสียกรุณาเล่นรถซาๆอีกประมาณ50เมตรจะเจอบ่อนขายเนาะซึ่งก็เห็นนั้นคนให้ความสนใจได้เนาะอันนี้นะกลยุทธ์ในการต่อรองของพระเจ้านะเพราะว่าถ้าพยากอะยิงแล้วก็มันวานคันถ้าเมื่อวานก็บ่ซื้อก็ได้เนาะเขาเจ้าเขียนนะแต่ถ้าที่ใจก็สามารถเลือกได้เลยเนาะอันนั้นเป็นกลยุทธ์เนาะ
แล้วมาบทเรียนเฮาเด้สมมุติว่าตัวอาจารย์ให้เฮาเฮ็ดนี่นะ
ถ้าเราบ่ทันได้ติดตั้งเทคโนโลยีใหม่ๆได้เนาะ1เขาก็ต้องใส่ทางด้านความรสชาติของเค้กเนาะแล้วเนาะ2มาก็คือหน้าตาเนาะ3มาก็คือการบริการ
บ่เฮาเข้าใจแต่ว่าเฮามาเว้าได้3ปัจจัยนะปัจจัย supplier กับ substitute เนี่ยกับ bargaining power นี่เฮาสิเฮ็ดได้ตัวอย่างว่าตัว supplier นี่เฮาไปแต่ละหัวข้อก็ได้ตัว supplier นี่สมมุติเค้กนี่
ต้องให้มีการสื่อสารระหว่างเรากับ supplier และข้าพเจ้าคิดว่าเนาะให้มันตรงกันว่าในการกำหนดขอบเขตสิทธิ์ในการขายหรือว่ากำหนดราคานะว่ามันจะมีแนวใดเนาะเพื่อให้เป็นอำนาจต่อรองระหว่างเรากับเขาเนาะมันมีการสื่อสารกันนะเพื่อให้มันเข้ากับตรงประเด็นที่เราคือที่อาจารย์เล่าแล้วเนาะ information ของทางด้าน external และ internal ระหว่างการเก็บกับข้อมูลเข้าและออกนะเนาะถ้าเจ้าคือประมาณนั้นเนาะก็ลองให้อย่างทางหัวหน้าเบียงแล้วก็ให้ท่านอื่นลองนั้นเนาะในอนุสาร
เฮาลืมเว้าจุดนึงบทเฮาไผสิเป็นผู้พรีเซนต์พอหลังจากแล้วข้าพเจ้าจะส่งให้
ทำก็ได้
หัวหน้าอย่างเนาะเดี๋ยวเฮ็ดแล้วเฮาสิส่งให้
เพราะแต่เรื่องเมียนมายังบ่ทันได้มีคำเห็นนำเพิ่น
โอเคส่วนตัวนั้น supplier นี่อันที่1นี่เรื่องของหมายความว่าถ้าสมมุติว่าแค่เฮาสิมีเทคโนโลยีใหม่สมมุติว่านั้นแน่นอนว่าถ้าเขาสามารถผลิตได้หลายกว่าเฮานี่ supplier ของเฮาอาจจะขายเป็นว่าให้ราคาพิเศษให้กับแข่งของเฮาแล้วเฮาก็จะได้ราคาที่แพงกว่าต้นทุนที่แพงกว่าเฮาก็จะแข่งขันบ่ได้ฉะนั้นเรื่องของการเฮ็ด relationship management เนี่ยอันที่1อันที่2ก็คือเรื่องของ contractเรื่องของ communication
ฟิกซ์ราคาได้มั้ยฟิกราคาในระยะเวลาใดนึงอ่ะ
contract เนาะเรื่องของ fix
for a period of time
โอเคมีหยังเติมบ่ถ้าไผคิดได้แล้วตื่มเข้ามานะส่วนว่าตัวต่อไป the substitution เพราะว่าย่านเวลาบ่พอ new cake product from สิ่งที่เราคือได้นับปัจจุบันก็คือถ้าเขามีเทคโนโลยีใหม่นี่แน่นอนเขาอาจจะมีผลิตภัณฑ์ใหม่ที่เทคโนโลยีเขาสามารถผลิตได้แล้วก็เค้กของเขาอาจจะแซ่บกว่างามกว่า
งามกว่า
หมอ
ห้านเขาอาจจะแต่งงามกว่าห้านเฮา
แม่นสิว่าได้ปัจจิตาตัวแต่งงามกว่านี่นะ
อันไหนกว่า
ตัวหน้าเค้กเขาอาจจะแต่งงามกว่าตัวของเฮานี่
หน้าเค้กห้านของเฮา
ห้านว่าอ๋อ
ได้ครับแบบห้าน
ประดาหรือว่า
แล้วอีกท่านใดคือได้แน่คิดว่าราคาเนี่ยโอ้ตัว subject cheaper นี่นะเนาะโอเคอาจจะประมาณนี้ส่วนว่าตัว bargaining power อำนาจในการต่อรอง
bargaining power ระหว่างไผกับไผอ่ะ
อย่างขึ้นนี่แหละระหว่างเฮากับผู้สนองสินค้าให้เฮาบ่อย่างวัตถุดิบให้เฮาในการมาเฮ็ดเค้กบ่หรือว่าจังได๋ตัวนี้ยังงงอยู่เลยสำหรับทุกฝ่ายพอปัตตวีว่าจังได๋แบงค์คำ
bargaining power of supplier
supplier เนี่ยก็ของ
supplier
ผู้สนองวัตถุดิบสำหรับการผลิตขนมฮ้อนเต้
นั่นแหละ
เขาคิดว่ามันไม่อันเดียวกันกับอันตัวซัพพลายเออร์นะเพราะมันออฟซัพพลายเออร์นะก็เลยเป็นงงๆตรงนี้แหละ
ส่วนเฮากับตื่นตัวนี้ซะ
ตัวนี้มันจะว่าเรื่องการสวิตช์การหยังบ่การสวิตช์แล้วก็การสนองวัตถุดิบบ่อะไรอย่างฮะ
ก็แม่นแหละตัวนั้นแหละแต่ว่า
อำนาจการต่อรองระหว่างเขากับเราเนี่ยเพราะว่าเขาจะต้องเป็นผู้สนองวัตถุดิบมาให้เขาแต่ว่าเขาก็ต้องเงินจำหน่ายให้เขาได้ตามราคาที่เขาต้องการนะเพราะว่าเขาก็จะสามารถไปแข่งขันเขาก็จะสามารถไปแข่งขันกับคอมเพทิเตอร์ที่
เขาเรื่องquality มันก็ได้เพราะให้ quality มันลดนะ
แม่นนะ
quality control
เวลาพอดี
let us hear what you discuss. Let's start with the group one. Group one who is going to explain.
Good evening, teacher.
Okay, good evening, Miss Nita.
I'm volunteer of group one.
Okay.
In the case we discussed on for supplier.
Yes.
We have powder, sugar.
Powder sugar.
Egg.
Milk.
And food, some food. For substitute.
By the way, for the suppliers, are those materials supplied by only one company or different?
In Laos and we have many shops.
You have many shops.
Yes, many shops to buy material.
I see. I understand. Okay. Yes, please.
And for substitute, some croissant cookie.
Croissant cookie.
Yeah. From another bakery.
I see.
And beginning of power, we think is medium because it's many shop. We not just only one supplier.
So you said the bargaining power is medium.
Yes,
because there is only one supplier. You said
not only one supplier.
Not. Okay, you said not only one supplier.
Yes.
So somehow your company has a choice to buy from.
Yes.
I see.
And for competitive, we think they have a new machine to produce to produce cake more than company, more than our company. Because because they use new technology to create.
Yes.
But my company use people.
People skills.
Yes, people skills.
I see. So you mean your competitor, which produces a substitute cookies, has some new machines with
Yes.
new technologies to
Yes.
produce good quality of cookie.
Yes.
But your company, your staff has a good skill to make the cake.
Yes.
I see. So those skills of the people, they can create the really tasty cake, which can be very competitive with the machine baked cookies.
Yes.
I see. I see.
This form good ones. Thank you.
Yes. Okay. Thank you so much. Any questions from other groups? No? Okay. We'll see. Thank you, group 1. We'll see how other group discuss. How about group 2?
Good evening, teacher.
Good evening, Mr. Don Sikwak.
Okay, we will about discussion about suppliers.
Suppliers, yes.
Yeah, about wheat and
wheat.
Wheat, sugar.
Yes.
Powder, milk, egg, like that, and substitute about chocolate bread, like
chocolate bread.
Apple pie, like apple pie. Macaron.
Macaron. Oh,
yeah. Like caramel, like like.
I see.
Yeah. Sweet, like sweet.
Sweet, yes.
Yeah. And about bargaining power, about supplier, we long term about contact with about supply shop. Yeah.
Can you say it again? You?
Okay. We long term relationship about
with supply
shop. Yeah. Like
I see. So you said you have a long-term relationship with the supplier of the wheat, egg, powder, and so on. With several companies or with only one company?
Several companies.
Several companies.
Yeah.
But because of the long-term relationship, your bargaining power is high or low or medium? For example, if you have a long relationship, do you think it's easy for you to ask them to lower the price or difficult?
Easy because we do business together for a long time, so it makes us easy to buy.
I see. Easy to ask to lower the cost sometimes.
Yes.
I see. Okay, so such kind of long-term relationship works because sometimes they will listen to you even though you ask them the hard requirements, then sometimes they can respond. Very interesting. Great. And so your substitute, chocolate bread, apple pie, caramel, and so on. And is it very competitive if they enter? Or you can still compete?
We just don't. Well, no.
When they enter with high technology,
yes,
maybe we will try to make our original cake.
I see. You
they
stick to.
cannot copy. Yeah,
I see. You stick to the original cake because there are
like handmade cake. Right.
handmade cake because there are many royal customers.
Yes.
Okay, very interesting. Okay, thank you, group 2.
Thank you.
Let's move to the group 3. Group 3 members who want to explain. Yes. Good evening, Mr. Vien Samai.
Yes, sir. After we discuss and we can summary for our problem. The first thing for the supplier, we think about the relationship management.
Relationship management with suppliers.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. The second is communication with supplier.
I see.
Yes, the next is the contact fix the price and for the period of time. Yes.
So
that's one.
So you said because you care about the relationship management with suppliers, then your bargaining, for example, when you want to ask for low price, is it easy for you or difficult?
Yes, sir.
So is it? Yes. For the when you want to ask the supplier, which you have a good relationship management, is it easy for you to ask them to lower the price or difficult?
That is the low price. That is the one thing of we thinking. But for the supplier, we think about many things that for only price, not only price. Yes, for the transportation or supply on time, like this. As for the communication.
I see.
And I would like to confirm
Yes.
with teacher that when we
Yes.
have good relationship with supplier, we can ask for the lower price. Yes, I would like to confirm that.
I see. Why you can ask the low price? Because you keep the good relationship with them?
Yes.
I see. I see. Interesting. Okay, and the substitute?
Substitute, we think about the new cake product from the competitor. The next, more delicious.
Can you say it again?
We think more delicious.
More recuse. Alcohol.
Maybe my pronunciation is not good. Mr. Tujan, can you explain more? For this?
Yes. I mean we make more delicious cake.
Delicious cake. Substitute.
Delicious.
Delicious cake.
Yeah, delicious.
So the substitute is hello. So what are the substitute? The company which produces a delicious cake or something else?
Yeah, we have another is that we think that if our competitor have new technology, they will have more. They can make more product. They can make more cheaper than us.
Yes.
And they can make. I mean they may have more money than us, and they can decorate the shop more interesting than ours. So we have to improve our cake more delicious, and we also think about some other like we have other menu instead of the cake.
I see. So the substitute companies, because they have good technologies and they can produce a lot of cakes, so the cost will be lower. But to compete with them, you will provide more delicious cake, and also you will have a variety of choices of the cake.
Yeah.
Is that what you said?
Yes.
I see. Very, very interesting, right? Thank you, Group 3 members. So now let's move to the Group 4. Group 4, who is going to explain?
Yes, good evening, sir.
Okay, good evening. Yes, Miss Tiffany Vaughn.
Yeah, I am the representative of Group 4.
Yes.
Our group discuss as the supplier. Supplier, we have powder, eggs, sugar as a main product.
Yes.
Main the raw material for us.
Yes.
For the substitute, we produce about the croissant, brownie, pineapple or sandwich.
I see.
Cookie. Yeah. For the beginning powder, we try to find the solo supplier to coordinate.
I see.
Yeah.
I see. So now you have only 1 or 2 suppliers, but to raise your bargaining power against a supplier, you are going to find other companies which can supply materials. Is that what you said?
No.
No.
Maybe more than yes. In the business, we have to find many suppliers.
Yes.
For spare for us to find the raw material from them. Yeah. We also make the relationship for them to negotiate the good quality of the product and the good price for us to reduce our cost. Yeah.
I see. Yeah. So you are going to have more suppliers, and you are going to establish better relationship with all the suppliers, or only a limited number of suppliers?
Not limited supplier.
All with all.
Yeah.
I see.
We have maybe we have to divide. If we order with the first supplier, next we have to coordinate to second supplier to keep them.
Yes.
Yeah. Not order only from the first supplier.
I see.
Yeah.
Yes. To raise your bargaining power against supplier, you are going to increase the number of suppliers.
Yes.
Okay, great. Interesting. And you also mentioned about some substitute. Right. And how are you going to compete with those substitute products?
For the computer product, we have to design the many okay to ดึงดูดมาจากไหน Sorry,
she want to say that
yes.
We must be design many type of cake and many taste like
yeah.
And then
for the children or teenagers, something like that.
For the many segments of customer and to motivate to motivate them to and express their interest.
I see.
Yes.
So
we focus for many gen.
I see.
For them,
Yes. So
let them to just maybe several cake. Yeah.
I see. So because the substitute provides various kind of food, you also increase the variety of cake from your shop to provide customers more choices to compete. Okay, right? Very interesting. Thank you very much, Group 4 members.
Thank you.
So now it's 2 minutes past 7. Let's have a 15-minute break. We will start again after 15 minutes, 17 minutes past 7. Okay, see you later.
Okay, see you.
Thank you. Yes. Thank you, sir.
Yes.
chơi đúng không đúng rồi nó nói cái này gì còn đông chơi đúng là đúng là thắng cô là họ bên thì cái như chuyện đấy này thế giờ lúc vào nó sập lở nó là cái bé nè lúc vào nữa lúc vào là chúng mình cần gì đó cái đêm mẹ chúng mình cần gì đó
bằng nhau nó lúc có cái mua bằng nhau mà
mua chọn để nhỏ hồ lúc vào nè
đấy thế mà đi lúc vào cái in chúa lúc chạy lúc chạy
cái đêm là lại là
Okay, everyone, it's 17 minutes past 7, so let's start again. And thank you for your discussion before the break. And now I will continue explaining my material, but this slide and this group discussion, we will do it later. First, let me explain these slides. Okay, with the framework of Porter's 5 forces model, we try to identify 3 kinds of competitors. And Porter says it also depends on the definition of the industry. Porter used the word not the industry but cluster, cluster and domain. And again, besides those 5 forces model, because for example, substitute, there are several kinds of substitute. So I want to show you different way to identify competitor. And here I mentioned 3 kinds of competitors. First, producers of the similar products. It's like a industry rivalry and potential entrance in 5 forces model. This is a case of the fitness club. Maybe you also sometimes exercise. And yeah, the fitness club. And who are the competitors of the producers of the similar products or services? In this case, the competitor is another kind of fitness club. No, another fitness club, other fitness clubs are the producers of the similar products in either in industry rivalry or potential entrance. And second and third kind of competitors, they are both substitute, but different kinds of substitute. Second, producers of products with similar functions. Here again, fitness club, what kind of function do you expect from the fitness club? Maybe you do the exercise and you can have a diet. You can reduce the weight. And besides the fitness club, what kind of things you can expect the same result with the same similar functions? For example, this is a game machine, game device from the Japanese company or Nintendo. Nintendo, this provides various kind of game software. One of the software is the exercise software. So with this game machine, the people can do the exercise at home. Now, here, exercise at the fitness club. This one, exercise at home. But both of them, similar functions. To do the exercise, to move the body so that you can lose the weight or you can have more muscle. Similar functions. The place is different, but similar functions. So it can be this kind of game device can be the substitute. Sometimes some like dietary food can be the substitute for the fitness club. Again, if the purpose of going to the fitness club is to lose the weight, then substitute can be the dietary food, because the producers of this kind of dietary food is the producer of the different product but with the same purpose. So substitute, there are two kinds of substitute. With the same product with similar functions or product with same purpose. And if you think this way, even like bowling places or even the places for karaoke, singing a song can be the substitute. Because for some people, maybe the purpose of going to the fitness club is because they have a lot of idle time. They want to use that time, which are free, for something. Some people goes to the fitness club, some people goes to the playing the bowling, or some people goes to places where they can sing a song. So even that kind of place for singing a song can be the substitute of the fitness club. But again, here I said definition of domain influences recognition of competitors. Here, definition of the functions, definition of the purposes of your product or services, then you get more ideas what kind of company can be the competitors. And again, because of the change in the pest analysis, we also talk about the technologies. Because of the technological changes, customers' needs changed. That is the same for the competitors. As the technology advances, you face different kind of competitors. For example, this is an engine of the ordinary car, engine with the gasoline. But now the technology advanced and many cars do not have gasoline engine, but the motors with batteries, not like EV. And if we compare the car with gasoline engine and the car with motor and batteries, maybe the competitors are similar. Toyota's competitor, maybe Nissan or Honda. Even for EV, Toyota's competitors, Nissan or Honda. But as the technology advances, they face some more competitors, like Tesla. When they competed with the gasoline engine, Tesla was not there. But now they are the competitors. Sometimes, because this kind of components, motors and batteries can be produced in different countries. So, for example, some Southeast Asian countries or in Laos, if there is any company which produces either motor or battery, it is possible in the near future in Laos that some company produces a car, EV. It's possible. So as technology advances, you will face more new entrants like Tesla or other EV companies. And more, as the technology advances, maybe these days, car is combined with the internet, digital technologies. Then you will face more competitors. Now even Google produces a car. They don't manufacture the car itself, but they use their technologies and under their name or under the different name but the same company sell the car, EV car, but connected with digital. And more competitors. Or sometimes new technologies. This is a car with compressed air. Like you will face more competitor. And in the future, the car can be like this, flying car. In that case, flying car, they can be the competitor of the existing car. Like they can be a competitor of Toyota or Nissan. But at the same time, this kind of products, flying car can be the competitor of the airline companies. So as technology advances, more substitute, more new entrants, and that is why you have to consider who can be the potential customers. And here I write shift, melt, tilt. Shift, just technology shifted from gasoline engine to motors and batteries. Now, these technologies are combined with the digital technology, internet, and so it's like they're combined and they're together. They melted and get together. So that is why technology shifted and also technology melted. Sometimes the new technologies or new concept of technologies come from somewhere else. Maybe in the future, new technology comes from Africa. You never know. In that case, new products emerge. Again, like test analysis, think about the technological changes in your industry and think about the future potential competitors. And now I would like to introduce one case of the Japanese companies. This Rakuten, I'm not sure if you heard about this company. Rakuten is a shopping mall on internet. And if you like the football, and if you know some famous football club in the world, you know FC Barcelona from Spain. Up to this season, 2021 to 2022 seasons, if you look at the uniform of Barcelona, FC Barcelona, here it says Rakuten. Rakuten was the sponsor to the FC Barcelona. And again, the Rakuten is the Japanese company of the shopping mall. When Rakuten was established in the late 1990s, there are several other companies which was a kind of e-commerce company, provide the platform for buying the goods. But those companies which already existed in Japan just consider themselves as a convenient online vending machine. That is all. Get the order, sell the products, that is all. But Rakuten, although the function similar, they define in the different way. How they define shopping as entertainment. It was not so fun just to buy, but Rakuten wanted to provide the opportunity for customers to enjoy the shopping, like entertainment. It's a kind of product differentiation. They differentiated their product services. How they differentiated? They try to connect the customers with the shop, and so that they can have a direct communication. One example, in their website, they can see the page of each company's shops. And in this page, the owner of the shop explain about their shop, about their products, and so on, so that they can communicate with the customers. And so that the people can enjoy not only buying things, but also enjoy from what kind of places those products comes, and so on. And Rakuten also provided the supplementary service for the shops who are on the Rakuten website, sending the e-commerce consultants to the company and give them some advices. Also, they established a training center for those companies so that they can learn more about the business, about the marketing, and so on. So this kind of supplementary service is also another way to differentiate themselves. They also have the price differentiation, set the price a little bit cheaper than other companies to attract more shops on to their website. So this is one example of the company of Rakuten, how they try to define what their competitors provide, then define themselves what they themselves provide to customers, and based on that understanding of the competitor and themselves, they differentiate in some aspects: product, supplementary service, and price. But the main part is this product differentiation. So again, identifying competitors and also understanding their characteristic, and then try to consider how to compete with them. Okay? So now let me explain with this framework. For the 5 forces model, again, we think about the industrial structure, and main purpose of using this 5 forces model was to know what kind of industry is more profitable. Then talking about what kind of industry businesses are more profitable, this framework, product portfolio management, we often call it PPM. PPM, created by Boston Consulting Group. Boston Consulting Group is very famous and huge consulting company from US. They have offices all over the world. And Boston Consulting Group often created several frameworks, famous framework. This is PPM is one of their famous framework. How to use it? There are 4 boxes with 2 axes. Horizontal axis, it's a relative market share. Here, this side, high market share, low market share. And vertical axis, it shows growth rate of industry. Growth rate is high or growth rate is low. Here, there are 4 kinds of businesses, and they name those businesses based on where in this framework each business is located. First one, cash cow. Relative market share is high, but the growth rate of industry is low. No, this high market share, but growth rate is low. It's kind of matured stage. No, you remember the product life cycle? This product industry of this company is at the mature stage. At the mature stage, because you have a relatively high market share, you can earn big profit. This is the source of the profit. That is why it is called cash cow. And how about others? High market share and high growth rate, no? Then it is called stars, because even the growth rate is high. This business has a potential. And this one, relative market share is low and even the growth rate of industry is low. In this case, this business do not create much profits. In many cases, they get lost. So it is called dogs. And dogs business, it doesn't have much future. I'm sorry if there is anybody who likes dogs. In this framework, they use a dog as a bad case. But the dogs, they are kind of loser. And this word dogs is used as a loser. And here, another box, relative market share is low, but growth rate of the industry is high. In this case, it is called either question marks or problem child. Question marks, should this business profitable or not profitable? We don't know yet. That is why it is called question mark. We don't know yet, question mark. Or sometimes it's called problem child. If you have a child, when they are small, they will cause a lot of problems. But even though they cause a problem, it doesn't mean they can be very bad when they grow up. Maybe sometimes they can be really good when they grow up. So we don't know yet. And how we are going to use this framework, PPM, suppose your company, relatively big company, have several businesses. When you want to know which business you will stick to, you will remain, which business you will invest more, which business you will exit from the market, this framework is used to decide such kind of decisions. Again, suppose you have 4 businesses. One business, high market share, but low growth rate of the industry. Maybe this business make a profit. So you keep it because it make a profit. Later, it will come to the declining stage. In that case, you should withdraw from that market, but still you keep it when it is cash cow. Another business of your company, stars, you have to keep it because it has a potential. Growth rate is high, your market share is high. It's possible it can make more profit. But to utilize this location, situations, you need to invest more on stars. So usually you will get the cash from this cash cow and we invest that money to the stars. That's one way for thinking. If one of your business is here considered as dog, it doesn't have much future. So maybe you need to withdraw from this business. We have to exit from this market. Another business, suppose here, that business is question mark. If you think maybe it's possible that in the future, it can be shifted to the stars, then in that case, you need to invest more so that it can be stars. So usually when you get the profit from cash cow, you reinvest in that money either in stars or in question mark. But you have to be careful with the question mark, problem child, because it can be the dog in the future. So if you decide to keep it, you have to invest more so that definitely it can be the stars. This is the Boston Consulting Group's product portfolio management. And here I put PLC, product life cycle. Again, we have product life cycle. Why I put product life cycle? Because here I said when I explained cash cow, it is at the matured stage. This is either introductory or the growing stage. So it's possible it can grow more. And problem child or question mark, maybe the still introductory stages. It can be the growth stages or not. It depends how much you can invest in it to make it better. And the dogs already declining stages, so it will be not good to keep it. This is again the portfolio management. Now this portfolio management, only 4 boxes. It's very simple but very convenient. But some people said it's too simple with only 4 boxes. For example, GE, General Electric, they thought this is too simple. So they collaborated with McKinsey, another famous consulting firm. It's the McKinsey and Boston Consulting Group are like a competitor. And McKinsey worked together with GE to make another framework. It is called Business Screen. Business Screen has 9 boxes, and horizontal axis and vertical axis almost the same as product portfolio management. Here in Business Screen, horizontal axis is business strengths, high, medium, or low. Vertical axis, it's industry attractiveness, high, medium, or low. So it's almost the same as growth rate or relative market share. And here, if it's in the green boxes, it's like a stars, or maybe some part of the problem child. If it's yellow, maybe it's like a cash cow or the part of the question mark. Here, red boxes, it's like a dog. So that's why you need to withdraw with this business, either harvest or digest. And for the yellow business, you hold it or you decide if you keep it or not. For the green, you invest more because it has a potential to grow. So 2 frameworks, and PPM is more famous. So as a MBA holder in the future, definitely it's better to know PPM. 5 forces model, PPM, it's very famous framework. Business Screen, not as famous as PPM, but if you know, maybe it's more convenient because sometimes you need to discuss with a business consultant, management consultant, and sometimes they use it. Do you have any question about this framework? Is it complicated or not so complicated? Is it clear? Is there anything that is not clear?
Yes, I have one question.
Yes, Mr. Panamus.
I noticed that for the cash cows.
Yes.
Why is the box in the low when
because the cash cow again, imagine product life cycle. No, introductory stage, growth stage, matured stage, and declining stage. Cash cow is like a matured stage. At the matured stage, because it's not growing, the market share is not so high. And the market itself is matured. Many companies already entered, many competitors. So relative market share is not so high because many competitors, each company takes some market shares. You cannot dominate the market. But still, it's at the matured stage, you can sell quite big amount of products and you can get quite big revenue and big profit. So that is why cash cow is located here lower. That means low growth rate of industry because it's in the mature stage. Is it clear? Or
yes.
not yet so clear.
Yeah.
So again, think about the product life cycle and mature stage not growing. The industry is not growing. That is why growth rate is low.
But it's impossible if they know this problem and then they must make the increase some service or something that maybe is go up or down.
You mean in the near future if it can be the stars?
Right.
You mean is your question if it is
if
possible
some
to
business,
move from here to here?
Yeah, if my business in the same position of the cash cow,
I see.
That means the business can go off again if we have something.
I see.
Something or is still this level.
Usually, if we follow the theories of the product life cycle, it's very difficult for cash cow to come to the stars because it's already matured stage. The expected future is declining stage. If the definition of your product business remains the same, but sometimes by reframing your business, change the definition of your business, then sometimes it's possible this cash cow become stars. Because if you change the definition of the business, reframe the business, that means this market itself will be changed. The business, similar business, but a different market. Then in that case, that market can be the growing stage. Do you understand what I mean?
Yeah, I understand. Like you said that if you change the definition, maybe like product life cycle, if we can say this, maybe we change the location. Maybe we can make the market share in other location.
So one example here, I explain the car, case of the car. The car with gasoline engine, maybe if we think about the global market of the gasoline engine, maybe it's already matured. Now the number of the car sold in the market, global market, not growing so rapidly because the gasoline engine market in the world already mature stage. But reframing the car itself, now EV with motor and battery became popular. Then by reframing the car from gasoline engine to EV, then the market itself, maybe it has a potential to grow again. In that case, it is possible that your cash cow become stars, reframing the market. Is it still cool?
Quite clear now, sir. Thank you.
I see. Okay. If there's anybody who not so well understand, you just tell me. Okay. Any other questions about these? No question. If no question,
Professor,
yes, Mr. Katia.
Yes, I still have a question.
Yes, please.
Why it's which they should they call dogs? Why should be cows or something like that? What does it mean? I mean, why it's because I don't understand why this principle or this rule should use dogs or cows to be representative of this diagram. I don't know why dogs, why cows, something. Yeah.
So your question is why we call it dogs, or
right, that's right.
What is your question? Sorry. Can you say it again?
I mean, I don't understand why they use like a dog. Why it's called cow?
The wording.
Yeah.
Wording.
Why?
I see. Because, for example, cows. Imagine the cows, the milk cows. Milk cows, no, they can produce the milk every day. One cow, same cow, but they can continuously produce the milk. Right? Like a milk cow, this business can produce the profit, cash, every day or continuously. So that's why it is called cash cow. And this dog, because in US, sometimes dog means something not so positive. And sometimes in US, dog means loser. So that is why here, a kind of business, loser business, Boston Consulting Group name it dog. That is something that even myself, Japanese, don't understand quite well. But in US, dogs also means loser. That is the reason. Mr. Katia, do you understand?
Thank you. Clearly, thank you.
Okay, thank you. And you understand stars, no? Stars, because has a potential and question mark. Should we keep it or not? So that is stars. Oh. What is that? Oh, okay. Thank you. Let me share it again. Okay, so that is PPM and business screen. Now, let's have the second group discussion today. And second group discussion, we will use this PPM. Now, PPM, using the PPM, we will discuss this. Suppose you are the staff of the strategic planning division of a company with businesses, with 4 businesses, like this: ice cream production, fast food hamburger restaurants, grocery store, tuk-tuk operator. One company has 4 businesses, and your ice cream production market share is 30%. Fast food hamburger restaurant market share 10%. Grocery stores market share only 1%. Tuk-tuk operator business market share 5%. Now, you need to make a plan to restructure your business using product portfolio management, which industry should be kept, remained, and which business should be withdrawn. And you can just feel free to decide the industry growth rate. Just say ice cream industry is growing, high growth, fast food restaurant, not high growth, tuk-tuk operator, not high, something like this. No, you just decide. Do you understand the question? Okay, so again, it says 20 minutes, but let's say, okay, 20 minutes, okay. 20 minutes, so you will discuss for 20 minutes in the group. Now I will send you to the breakout room.
สไตล์ญี่ปุ่นก็ถาม
ตัวไอ้คนที่เป็นตาตุ่ม
เราคือนี่นะเราเป็นเบิดเมื่อเราทำการกับเวียดเลยเราสึก
แต่ไอ้ตรงบ่คือนี่เห็นหาเลย
แน่เลยเอาไปแบบนี้เอาว่าจังได๋นี่
ตัวนี้เราว่าเกี่ยวกับทานอาหารเนาะ
ไอศครีมมีไอศครีมมีฟู้ดแฮมเบอร์เกอร์มีอย่าง
สมมติเม็ดงานเนาะก็จะวางเป็นยุทธศาสตร์ในแผนกของเจ้าเลยนะหรือบริษัทของเจ้านี่ทางด้านธุรกิจอยู่ในทางลุมนี่แนวใดนะก็สิว่าเนาะไอศกรีมนี่ production เนาะ market share นี่มันเป็น 30% เนาะ fast food นี่ถือว่าเป็นแฮมเบอร์เกอร์นี่ก็ market share 10%ตัวขายเครื่องย่อยนี่นะมัน 1% เนาะ market share เนาะทุก operator นี่มัน 5% เนาะ market share
อย่างทุกๆรถนะรถทุกๆนะเนี่ย
เดี๋ยวนี้เจ้าต้องการวางแผนจะเฮ็ดแผนเนาะและปรับปรุงเนาะและปรับปรุงโครงสร้างการจัดตั้งคืนของธุรกิจของเจ้านะใช้ PPM ที่เป็นทางด้านการค้าที่เจ้าควรจะให้มีการแจ้งบำรุงรักษามีการแจ้งกลับหรือว่าที่สำหรับที่เจ้าจะเอากลับคืนมานะที่ฟรีการตัดสินใจที่ธุรกิจที่มีการเติบโตเนี่ยนะทางด้านการเติบโตอัตราการได้เปรียบแสดงว่าเขาต้องมาเหมือนกันเนาะมารีวิวแต่ละอันกันเราจะปรับปรุงมันอย่างไรเนาะก็ให้มันมีการยอดขายเพิ่มขึ้น
ต้องวางใส่อันหนาไม่ยังวางใส่ตารางตัวคนเบ้านะวางเป็นตัวใส่อย่างที่บอกว่ามันเป็นดอกบอกว่ามันเป็นแคสข้าวตัวที่บ่แม่น
แม่นก็น่าวิสมัย
แต่ 30% เขาสิไปวางอยู่ที่ใดเป็นhigh share market บ่เราแต่ไม่ยัง private industry อัตราการเติบโตของ
ตัวสุดท้ายนี่เป็นคอนเทนต์หรือว่าเป็นเหตุผลมันบอกตัวอย่างห้องอันที่3นะเป็นคอนเทนต์บ่ห้องที่3นะตาราง
ในตาราง4กอง
market share เนาะตัวที่2เนาะตัวที่3นี่มันเป็นแบบอันนั้นบ่เหตุผลมันบ่ไม่ใช่มันบ่ที่เขาให้เหตุผลว่าเขาไปปรับปรุงโครงสร้างคืนนะ
เด้อต้องตารางก่อน
แต่ปัจจุบันมีคือบ่มีเสียงมีไอหยังวะเป็นจังได๋
เขาบ่เข้าใจ เขาบ่เข้าใจแค่อธิบายมาเขาก็เลยมิดไปก่อน
ช่วยทุกอย่างแน่เจ้าเข้าใจดี
เป็นงงๆนะข้อนี้แบบบ่เข้าใจอาจารย์เว้านะเข้าหูซ้ายแล้วออกหูขวาเลยข้อนี้
ในผลิตภัณฑ์นั่นบ่แม่นเพิ่นให้เฮาวางใส่อันน่ะ4บล็อกอันนั้นก็4บล็อกกำลังเฮ็ดอยู่เพิ่นว่า ppm นั่นเนาะ
พอในคำถามมันนั่นคือเขียนบอกว่าให้ give should give พนักกับอัน which for which outdoor which which door พนักก็คือรักษาแล้วก็ถอนมันออกพนัก
ก็ความหมายประมาณเอามาใส่ต่อตารางนั่นแหละเพราะว่าถ้าสมมุติว่าไปตกอยู่ตัวดอกหั่นแล้วแม่นจะต้องพิจารณาออกแล้วเพราะมันบ่มีประสิทธิผลเนี่ยประสิทธิภาพประสิทธิผลตาม market share นี่เขาก็บ่ฮู้ว่า market share ย้อนธุรกิจนี้หากับเริ่มบ่หรือว่าย้อนอันเฮ็ดธุรกิจบ่ไปบ่มาหั่นแต่ว่าตาม market share นี่ตัว 30% ก็สิประมาณไปอยู่ตัว Star และตัว 10% ก็ไปอยู่ตัว question mark ก็บ่ฮู้ว่าสิขึ้นหรือสิลงและตัว 5% ไปอยู่ตัว cash cow และตัว 1% ก็ไปอยู่ตัว dog หั่นนะ grocery store นี่อาจจะพิจารณาเอาออกเพราะว่ามันมี market share น้อยหลายบ่มีกำไร
ดอกก็เป็นแต่การตลาดต่ำเนาะแต่ก็ตลาด
มันจะอธิบายอยู่นี้ว่าตัวนี้นี่
ไอ้ตัวอย่าง cash cow มันเป็นอีหยังความหมายนะ
ก็เข้าใจยากอยู่แต่ว่า cash cow นี่ถ้าเป็นตัวอาจารย์อธิบายถ้าเป็นตัว product อีหยังก็ product cycle เมื่อกี้เราอธิบายนะ product อีหยังก็ถ้าเป็น product life cycle นี่มันจะอยู่ตัว maturity เป็นว่ามันมาอยู่จุดที่กำลังอิ่มโตจุดอิ่มโตแล้วตัว cash cow นี่ธุรกิจของเรากำลังอิ่มโต
มันคือว่าส่วนแบ่งการตลาดสูง
แม่นล่ะถ้าตัวนี้ก็สิเป็น
ส่วนแบ่งการตลาดสูงการเติบโตมันตลาดเติบโตต่ำหมายความว่าจังได๋ส่วนแบ่งสูงแต่ว่าการเติบโตมันช้าสำหรับผลิตภัณฑ์ตัวที่เรากำลังวิเคราะห์กันนี่
cash cow นี่หว่าตัวของเราสมัยเบ้านี่หว่า
แม่นล่ะ
แม่น cash cow นี่ก็คือว่าถ้าสมมุติว่าเป็นธุรกิจนี่ถ้าเป็นโทรศัพท์หน่วยนึงก็ถือว่าเป็น iPhone 9 ปัจจุบันหรือว่า iPhone 10 นี่แหละ
ส่วนแบ่งการตลาดสูงแต่การเติบโตก็ช้าหมายความว่าไง
มันกำลังถ้าว่าเป็นเส้นแสดงเนาะมันกำลังอยู่จุดจอมสุดเลยอิ่มโตเลยนะก็บ่ฮู้ว่ามันสิลงหรือว่ามันสิรักษาต่อไปอีกหรือมันสิขึ้นอีกถ้าเป็นแนวนั้นเนาะ
เราใช้แบบบ่สามารถที่จะเลือกได้มันแค่9เนี่ยเราก็สามารถว่ามันสิขึ้นหรือสิลงนะบ่สามารถกำหนดมันคอนโทรล
เพิ่นอธิบายให้เลยว่าคณะวุฒิบ่คือไผเรื่องcash cow นะคือ คือว่าเทียบใส่งัวคือว่ามันผลิตอันนั้นนำลงมาให้เฮาได้ทุกมื้อแต่ว่าเฮ็ดแบบไหนบ่เนาะมันการตลาดมันต่ำนะส่วนแบ่งหั้นหลายส่วนแบ่งการตลาด
กำลังถ้าสิเว้าก็คือกำลังอิ่มจุอิ่มโตนั่นแหละคือถ้าเป็นธนาคารนี่ก็เป็นแบบอ่าธนาคารปัจจุบันมีลูกค้าหลายอยู่เนาะคือสมมุติว่าการค้ามีลูกค้าหลายอยู่แต่ว่าผลิตภัณฑ์ต่างๆที่มีหั่นมันเป็นผลิตภัณฑ์ที่ดั้งเดิมบวกกับตัวเก่าปัจจุบันแล้วก็บ่ฮู้ว่าถ้าสมมุติมันเกิดตัวใดตัวหนึ่งมาทดแทนนี่มันสิลงเลยบ่หรือว่ามันยังสิขึ้นต่อไปอีก
มีสินค้ามาเทียบกันเนาะ
เขาวางทึกอยู่อ่ะ ถ้าตามนั้นน่ะถ้าตามตัวเฮาล้มกันมันเป็นจุดอิ่มโตนี่ตุ๊กๆนี่
ประมาณว่าทุกๆนี่บ่มีคนขี่แบบหลายเท่าที่ควรเนาะมันจะเป็นจุดอิ่มโตแบบนี้วะหรือว่าเป็นธุรกิจที่มันมาฮอดจุดที่มันว่าจังได๋ว่าบ่มีคนใช้บริการแบบนิยมคือแต่ก่อนนะมันแบบนั้นมั้ยมันเป็นจุดอิ่มโตของมันตุกๆนี่นะ
ยังใช้อยู่ยังใช้อยู่ปกติตั้งแต่ว่าถ้าสมมุติมันมีตัวใหม่เกิดขึ้นแล้วตุกๆบ่สามารถตอบสนองได้หั่นนะก็ตุกๆก็ลงเลยถ้าสมมุติว่ายังบ่มีตัวใหม่มาทดแทนได้ก็ตุกๆยังรักษาเส้นซื่อได้อยู่มันกำลังอยู่จุดที่เป็นเส้นซื่อ
นี่แสดงว่าตุกๆนี่มันก็ต้องลงแหละเพราะว่ามันมาแทนด้วยรถแท็กซี่เด้อเนาะคันว่าซั่นนะมันก็ต้องเป็นขาลงเนาะเพราะว่าซุมื้อนี้มันก็มาแทนด้วยรถตุกๆกับมันแท็กซี่แบบนี้
ตุกๆ operation operator taxi ทีนี้เฮามาวางใส่จุดอันน่ะตาราง4ห้องนี่ย่านเฮาวางบ่ถึกนี่นะเพราะว่าถ้าสมมุติว่าเฮาวางถึกเนาะ
เอาแล้วนี่ก็เจ้าลองอธิบายด้วยว่าตัวที่1นี่มันต้องวางแบบใดตัวที่2แบบใดตัวที่3แบบใดแล้วตัวที่4แบบใดนะค่อยยังบ่เข้าใจ
ตัวนี้เมื่อกี้เนี่ยนะเฮาก็บ่ได้ฟังคือกันเด้จะมาฟังตัวอาจารย์อธิบายให้พันวุฒิฮะแต่ว่าอาจารย์เปรียบเทียบตัวตาราง4ห้องนี้ใส่กับตัว PLC นะ Product Life Cycle นี้ตัว Dog นี่ก็สิแม่นอยู่ในตัว Decline และถ้า cash cow นี่มันเรียก cash cow
เข้าใจ30% นี่น่าจะเป็นอยู่ question mark เลยนะถ้าเทียบใส่เปอร์เซ็นต์ 10% จึงมาใส่อันน่ะตัว star
เนาะ
ตัวดุมถูกแล้วเข้าใจแบบนั้นเด้
สงสัยคือกัน
5% อยู่ขนาดจะเป็นอยู่cash cow หมอดอกนี่ถือว่าต่ำสุดนะหมอดอกนี่นะ
หมอดอกนี่ต่ำสุดแล้ว
อันนี้เข้าใจแบบนั้นนะ
ดอกเลยคือว่า
ตัวอย่างเข้าใจเรียกเอาน้ำตัวอย่างก็ได้แต่ว่า
ย่างเลย
เอาไปอาจารย์นักศิลปะให้เฮาเห็น
ก็มานี่ก็จะลงมาไปแล้ว
แล้วแต่ละอัน มันต้องมีเหตุผลเนาะมันบอกไอ้เบียงถ้าไปใส่แล้วมันเหตุผลมันมาแบบไหนนะ
เทียบใส่เปอร์เซ็นต์และเปอร์เซ็นต์มันสูงในส่วนแบ่งตลาดสูง market share
ตุ๊กต้องอยู่fast food 10% fast food ต้องอยู่ถึง
ทุกอันแคสข้าวมั้ง
เท่กว่าเบิ่งตามสัดส่วนเนาะคือหัวหน้าวิ่งสมัยเว้ามาก็เห็นดีแล้วเพราะว่าตัว grocery store นี่หมายความว่าสัดส่วนตลาด 1% มันอาจจะแม่นย้อนมันอยู่ขาลงตลาดขาลงตัว decline หั่นจุดลงแล้วเนาะส่วนว่าตัว 5% ตุกๆนี้อาจจะเป็นว่าอิ่มโตบ่
ทุก 5% ส่วนแบ่งตลาดสูงแต่ตลาดถือตัวซ่าในยามของเพิ่นในห้อง
ผิดตัวน้องเซอร์ผิดตัวไอศครีมต้องอยู่ตัวนี้ตัว cash cow ตัว
แม่นแล้วเอาตัวตุกๆนี่ไปใส่อัน
เดี๋ยวนี้ทึกเพราะว่า
ตุกนี่มันเป็นจุดอิ่มโตคือตัวอย่างว่านะฉะนั้นมันจะหมายถามว่ามันจะไปเซโตอีกนะมันจะพัฒนาไปในรูปแบบใดถ้าจะพัฒนาต่อเนาะแต่คือตัว crash ground นี่มันเป็นการเข้าใจยากเลย
ส่วนแบ่งการตลาดต่ำสูงมันก็มี
ถ้าไปเบิ่งที่ตัว product
ตัวนี้มันสามารถไปได้2ทางเนาะเราเฮ็ดนี่เนาะมันสามารถเห็นลูกศรขึ้นถึงกับไปทางนั้นก็ได้นะฉะนั้นมันข้าพเจ้าคิดว่ามันก็ยังสิมีโอกาสที่จะขยาย market share ออกไปได้อีกบ่ส่วนแบ่งการตลาดนะแล้วตัวที่ขยายบ่ได้เลยเนาะเบิ่งตามรูปที่เราเตรียมนี่ก็คือตัว Star นี่เนาะแล้วตัว Undock นี่มันยังขยายออกมามันยังมี market size อีกเนาะมันยังสามารถออกไปยุ่นๆทางนอกได้เนาะอันนี้เบิ่งตามลูกศรได้แล้วก็ข้าพเจ้าคิดว่าตัวที่ส่วนแบ่งการตลาดหลายนี่จะอยู่ market dock นี่เนาะตัว dock นี่แล้วตัวส่วนแบ่งการตลาดรายที่2นี่จะอยู่ตัวคราวนี่เนาะตัวอัน cat crowd นี่นะแล้วตัวที่น้อยที่สุดนี่จะอยู่ตัว star เนาะแล้วตัวที่อันตุกๆนี่จะอยู่ question mark นี่เนาะเพราะมันยังกลับไป star ได้อีกเลยเพราะชาวเบิ่งตามลูกศรได้อันนี้เว้าตามลูกศรเนาะที่อาจารย์เฮ็ดนี่นะแต่ว่าบ่แน่ใจว่ามันสิเป็นแบบนั้นบ่นะ
น้องขาย10%
ไม่ขาย10%สิส่งตัวนี้ให้
ทำพิซซ่าวันเล่นเป้ามา
บอกว่าได้ที่ไอ้
ไม่
กดใหม่
ครับนางกะเพรากับพ่อกระเดชชันทักทวี
เอาว่าไปกันแต่ว่าเขียนตอบคำถามดูเพราะเขาบ่ฮู้หยังรู้
โอเคซัพพอร์ตเป็นคำสิซัพพอร์ตให้ดอกนะ
เขาจะอ่านถามนี่เลยเพราะบ่ฮู้เลยว่า
ซั่นพัทวีแคปจอไปเด้อแคปจอไปเด้อ
โดย
น้องแคปจอไปแล้วไปอ่านเพราะว่าบ่ฮู้ว่าถูกหรือผิดคือกันอันนี้ก็ได้
บ่เป็นรู้เป็นอย่างดอกถามจังว่าทำไม ว่าตามที่เขาเป็น
โอ้ย
discussion. This time we will start with group 4. Group 4 members, who is going to explain? Mr. Somsai, are you going to explain?
Miss Hong Tong, Miss Hong Tong, you present the first one for
okay.
the group.
Okay, Mr. Hong Tong.
Thank you, Somsai.
Miss Hong Tong, sorry. Miss.
Miss Hong Tong.
Yes.
Product structure market share to the star. Fast food hamburger restaurant market share. Cash cow to cash cow.
Hamburger restaurant is cash cow.
Yes.
I see.
Yes. Market store Polly store. Market
grocery store. Yes.
Dogs.
Dog. Yes.
Recording in progress.
Operation market share. To the question market global share.
Question mark.
Yeah.
Tuk-tuk. I see. And you said ice cream is?
Yes.
Ice cream is star? You said?
Yes.
Star. I see. So the ice cream is star, hamburger, cash cow, grocery is a dog, and tuk-tuk is a question mark. And okay, because ice cream production, fast food, hamburger restaurant, market share is 30% and 10%. Is that the reason you put them in star and cash cow?
Yes, teacher.
Yes, and the tuk-tuk operator, according to you, the market growing rate, the industry growth rate is high.
Yeah.
So the tuk-tuk industry has been growing.
Actually, we decide according to the business section. In case grocery store is that it not make money anymore, and so we should be withdraw from the market, and
I see.
we could allocate the cost to develop the operator, the tuk-tuk operator, and make many choice for the customer. Maybe could be make more money and make more market share more than 5%. For example, if we develop, we have the cost, allocate cost from grocery store, if we withdraw from the market and we develop the operator, is not only the tuk-tuk, and if we develop to the electricity car and other service, and maybe we can make the more money.
I see.
Yeah.
So
the keyword is operator, not only tuk-tuk. And now we have only tuk-tuk. If you have any kind of service, so we can make money and we can share more market share. In my opinion.
I see. So the group 4 discussed tuk-tuk because this is tuk-tuk operator, not only tuk-tuk itself.
Yeah.
If you change the way of the operation of the tuk-tuk, maybe it can be the growing.
And if we do that, if we do anything, we think this would be better if it not work. So we should be withdraw from the market.
I see.
To save cost and develop the ice cream and fast food like this, or invest in other section.
I see. Very interesting discussion. Any questions from other groups? No question. Okay, so it's very interesting because in group 4, consider reframing the tuk-tuk operator business, and maybe because they change how to operate, it can be the growing industry. And in that case, you can use the cash from the grocery store, invest. Interesting, right? Thank you, group 4 members. And let's move to the group 3. Group 3 members.
Okay, me, teacher.
Yes.
Group
Mr. Huxtaby.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yes.
We will based on PPM. We will choose for Star. Star is the fast food hamburger restaurant.
Hamburger, yes.
Yes, and question mark is tuk-tuk operator.
Tuk-tuk, yes.
Cash cow is ice cream products, and dog is grocery store.
I see.
And we consider to which dog grocery store. Why we choose tuk-tuk for question marks? Because we sell tuk-tuk, but someday in the country have a substitute for tuk-tuk, but tuk-tuk will so high or low, but not sure. We will question mark this.
I see. So again, to make the tuk-tuk operator business growing, what can be the possible action you can make?
I'm not sure. I too young, hear me, please.
Other members can answer.
Yes.
Yes, teacher.
Yes, Mr. Bakam.
A role for switch income for the pro have the thing for the new technology used for the tuk-tuk is the down.
I see. I see.
So
introducing the new technology in tuk-tuk operation. Can you give us one example? You introduce a new technology in the operation itself or tuk-tuk to improve the tuk-tuk itself?
No. New technology used for the transportation about the new technology from train.
I see.
Around 60, but tuk-tuk cannot service the full time. So the market share is down. I think
okay. Because of the new technologies, another way for the transportation will be introduced maybe in the future. In that case, tuk-tuk operator business do not have a future because it's not growing. In that case, you are going to exit from this market.
Yes.
I see. Yes, Mr. To?
Yes, I think a little bit misunderstand about tuk-tuk operator. To the groups, I think tuk-tuk business is in the life cycle of introduction. That maybe we need to invest some money to grow the market share. And what Bankam has said about invest some technology, I think, and focus on application to promote tuk-tuk operator, or we like Uber, we need to create build an application that everyone can connect to the app and can call tuk-tuk anywhere. And
I see.
So based on tuk-tuk operator that belong to question mark, it can be star or can be cash cow, I think.
I see. So two members of the group 3 consider technology in the different way. Sometimes the technology have a bad negative impact on the tuk-tuk operator business. Sometimes it has a positive impact. So if this company try to utilize the technology which can bring the positive impact on the operation of the tuk-tuk business, maybe it can be the stars in the future. So that is something you can consider. Very interesting discussion. Any question from other groups? No? If not, okay, thank you, Group 3 members. Now let's move to the Group 2.
Yes, sir. I'm representative for the Group 2.
Yes, Mr. Panabus.
The Group 2, when we review and compare to the existing like the market.
Yes.
For the ice cream, we put on the star because the price is so high now, 30%.
Yes.
And the fast food, like delivery, extensively is like the question mark.
Fast food is question mark.
Yes.
Yes.
And tuk-tuk operation, market says 5% is the cash cow. And for the grocery store and supermarket, we put on the dogs.
I see.
When for the remaining or withdraw, we decided to withdraw only the groceries because grocery store because it's only 1%. Maybe some impact for the big markets. Big market they have a lot of the product maybe under scope. For the tuk-tuk we put the cash cow because when we compare to the market, like the 5% now the tuk-tuk like in Laos, we call the traditional for the transportation. Maybe they can go up in the other location, but it's not big. It is not the capital city because they have a lot of the taxi or like the other like the Uber or Loca. Maybe can be take the tuk-tuk and also easy to call because they have applications something like that.
I see. So this group has a different idea from other two groups because they consider tuk-tuk as a cash cow and hamburger fast food business as a question mark. And because the reason why they consider tuk-tuk is a growing business because in the places not from the major city but other cities, tuk-tuk is a major transportation, so it still has a potential.
Yes, it is one thing for the tuk-tuk they have like the limits for the for the service. But because in the big city they have limit for the tuk-tuk that maybe they can go to other the location, but not complicated for the transportation like that.
I see. Interesting. And hamburger with the 10% market share still it's not so high. That is why it is question mark.
The question mark because the hamburger is not the like the loudest, the western. Maybe we can make the mini kind. We can improve. Maybe not the only the style western. Maybe we can make burger style from the Lao. Maybe we can like this. Maybe make the Lao speak like.
I see. So interesting. The group 2 consider hamburger as a question mark because it's question mark. Still don't know if it will be stars or the dogs. But group 2 reframe the hamburger shop itself. Usually, most of the people consider hamburger shop is a Western type of the restaurant, but they reframe the hamburger shop, not the Western type of restaurant, but Lao traditional hamburger shop. It's a kind of new kind of shop, reframing. Then it's possible it will be the stars in the future. Is that what you mean?
Yes, yes.
Oh, I see. Very, very interesting discussion. Any questions from other groups? No? If not, thank you, Group 2 members. And now, Group 1 members, thank you for waiting. Yes.
Is that in our group product preposition product ice cream product it propositions star products.
Star, yes.
Fast food hamburger restaurant it proposition cow products.
Cash cow, hamburger is the cash cow. Yes.
Yeah, cash cow product. Grocery store in proposition question marks.
Okay,
product.
grocery is a question mark.
No. Grocery it dogs.
Okay, grocery is a dog.
Dog
Yes.
product.
Yes.
Population it proposition question mark product.
I see. So the tuk-tuk is a question mark and grocery is the dogs. And tuk-tuk, what are you going to do with tuk-tuk? Are you exit from this tuk-tuk market or you remain?
We should three products keep remain ice cream, fast food, and grocery store. We cut tuk-tuk operation with dollar. Because tuk-tuk operation is petrol expensive, it many car it and car person.
I see. So you said you will not keep tuk-tuk, which is the question mark, but you will keep grocery store, which is dog. Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Why do you keep the grocery store even though it's a dog? Or other members of the group 1?
Yeah. Okay. I did. No.
Yes, Miss Nita.
For grocery store,
yes.
Currently it has many store. And for in our group, we remain in fast food hamburger.
I see.
Yes, because this in the morning who don't have time to cooking, maybe you burger you can buy, and we try to make many menu to allow people.
I see.
Yes.
So you don't keep the grocery store, but invest more in the hamburger restaurant.
Yes.
I see. How about tuk-tuk?
Tuk-tuk. Maybe in the future it has many transportation like a railway electric.
Yes.
Maybe electric car something. Tuk-tuk and cannot transport far away.
I
Just
see.
only the city. Yeah.
I see. So
and nowadays very expensive diesel.
Tuk-tuk is expensive?
Yeah, diesel for tuk-tuk.
Diesel. Yeah. Diesel is expensive. So
yes.
the price of the tuk-tuk become very expensive, and compared with the quality that customers can get from tuk-tuk,
yes,
maybe customers will choose not tuk-tuk but the taxi.
Yes.
I see. Okay, understand. Any questions from other groups? No? If not, okay, thank you, group of members, and thank you for all the groups for the discussion. It's very interesting. Some groups talked about the reframing, the businesses, especially for those in the question mark. Yes, because for the question mark, you need to decide if you keep it or not. And if you reframe that business, it's possible. It can be the growing business, future shift to the stars. So this kind of way of thinking of the reframing the business itself is important, right? Thank you very much. And the rest of the time, let me just explain one slide, this last slide. Now, as I explained, when Michael Porter published the book in 1980, the book called Competitive Strategy, he introduced two frameworks. One is 5 forces model, and another is this model framework. I didn't put, but the name of this framework is called generic strategies. Now, if you read the summary note later, it says generic strategies. That is the name of the framework. And with this framework, Porter suggested there are basically 3 kinds of weapons, means of competitions. One, overall cost leadership, that is to provide the product or services at the reasonable price, but the cost they need to produce it is lower than the competitor, so they can enjoy the higher profitability. And the second means of competition is a differentiation, to differentiate the product or services so that the customers understand what is different your product is from other products. And third one is a focus strategy. Focus strategy is to target only the niche market, only the small size of the market, to have a focus. And usually overall cost leadership, to have a cost leadership, you need to be able to have the economies of the scale. What is it? Do you know the economies of the scale? If you produce more, unit production cost will be less. So the market, especially the market leader, because they can sell more than other companies, they can enjoy the economies of the scale. So that is why they can reduce the cost and they can enjoy the cost leadership. So usually cost leadership strategy is taken by the market leader. While the differentiation strategy, you have to be different so that the customers choose your products. And usually this kind of strategy is taken by market challenger. Market challenger is a company like number 2 or number 3, because their cost structure is not good compared with the market leader. So they cannot take a cost leadership. They try to be clearly different from the market leader's products. That is a differentiation. Focus, it is mainly taken by the market niche, like a small and medium enterprise, small enterprises, because they don't have enough capital or capacity, so they cannot target industry-wide market, only particular segment only. And to have a focus on particular segment, that is a focus strategy. And so very simple, only 3 kinds of strategies Porter suggested. And one more Porter suggested here in the middle. If your company take the strategy, try to both cost leadership and differentiation, then your company cannot be successful. That is what the Porter said. This kind of situation, your strategy is in the middle. It says stuck in the middle. No, you cannot move from here. So he suggested clearly decide which one, differentiation or cost leadership or focus, you are going to take. And when Porter introduced this framework. No, this framework gives the company where the company want to exist. Here, this is the case of the car industry, automobile industries. Compare Toyota, Suzuki, and Mercedes-Benz. Toyota, it's a big company, can produce various kind of car at a large volume. So they enjoy the cost leadership. Sometimes Toyota, because they have enough capital, they can introduce various kind of model, and that is why they can also work on the differentiation. According to the Porter, it shouldn't be both, have to choose one. But Toyota, because they are very big compared with other companies, they can take this position in this framework. Suzuki, because they are smaller than Toyota, they cannot take a cost leadership. They have to be different. They focus, and also they focus on the compact car. So usually Suzuki's position here. Mercedes-Benz different because they focus on the luxurious car. So that is why their position is here. Now, when I explain this, I use the word Toyota's position, Suzuki's position, Mercedes-Benz position. Now, in this framework, you consider where your company are located. Here, here, here. And because they talk about the position of the company in this framework, that is why the name of the school of the management is called positioning, Positioning School of Management. Today, in the beginning, I explained this positioning school because Porter showed you have to decide which position you are going to take. Okay, do you have any questions about this? Again, if it's not clear, you can ask me tomorrow, then I will explain more in detail tomorrow. So no question?